Hey there, writers. This video is kind of amusing. It's not a rant. It is definitely not going to be a rant. And I don't really have answers, if you like, for what I'm posing here. But I kind of just wanted to put my thoughts out into the universe, and maybe you guys have some suggestions or, something to add to the discussion. And really, it's about the power that Amazon as a corporation has over us authors, and whether they will wield that power kindly. So these thoughts came about, I think about 2 weeks ago. I was reading an interview with Brandon Sanderson, who I've read a couple of his books and enjoyed them, and he's hugely popular, sells millions and millions of books every year. And what he was saying was that years ago, he kind of realized that Amazon could essentially destroy his career if they chose to. His publisher, which I believe is Orion, I think they were having some books taken down by Amazon or something, and he realized that if he only had his books on Amazon, basically, that he wouldn't be able to sell any books. And so he made a conscious effort to set up other ways that people could get hold of his books, and that he could basically make money outside of Amazon in terms of book revenue. And one of the ways that he did that was he had a Kickstarter, and it was ridiculously successful, by far the most successful Kickstarter ever. It made millions and millions and millions of dollars, and was great for readers because they were able to get hold of some books that you couldn't get elsewhere. It's really cool. And he's done various other things as well, basically keeping some of his publishing work out of Amazon's reach. And yeah, it kind of just got me thinking, because I was like, if Amazon did decide that they just weren't going to sell my books anymore, then that would be a huge problem, because most of my books are exclusive to Amazon. But then I thought to myself, I probably don't need to worry too much, because most of my books are with a publisher. I am signed with Joffy Books, who are the largest independent publisher in the UK by number of books published, I believe. So I was like, that's okay. I don't need to stress too much about that. We've all heard stories of authors who are self-published and who have done something that have angered the Amazon gods, and they've had their books taken down, and they've had to fight to get them put up, and sometimes they're successful and sometimes they're not. But to my mind, if you're with a publisher, you're protected, if you like. So that's where I was going with that. Anyway, then bizarrely, like a week ago, I saw something on Facebook. I'm a member of the Romantic Novelists Association, and in their Facebook group, there were some writers who were rightfully very upset because they had discovered, purely thanks to an article in the Bookseller, that their books were no longer going to be sold by Amazon, because they were signed with an imprint of Bloomsbury, and Amazon were not going to be selling any ebooks or print books in the UK, but also possibly beyond that, on their platform at all. So I was like, what? That is truly, truly bizarre. Let me look into this. And apparently what had happened was that Bloomsbury and Amazon were in negotiations, and they couldn't reach an agreement. And so it got to the 23rd of January, I believe, and at midnight, that was it. Bloomsbury books were not going to be sold on Amazon. Now, it turns out that less than 24 hours later, they came to an agreement. Everybody was friends. It's all going to be fine. And Bloomsbury books and its imprints are going to be on Amazon. Everybody's happy. But I mean, come on, Bloomsbury, that's huge. That must be one of the biggest publishing companies in the world. They've got Harry Potter, especially. They've got Sarah J. Maas as well, I believe. Like, what on earth? The fact that Amazon can just take this huge publisher who must have a lot of influence in the publishing community and just say, right, that's it. We're not going to sell your books on our platform. Just seemed crazy to me. I mean, obviously Amazon should get to choose what they sell on their platform, you know, free market and all that. You can't force them to put something on their platform that they don't want to. But just the fact that they seem to have deals with these publishers. So I didn't know that went on either. I kind of just thought that the publishers put their books on Amazon like a self-published author did. I didn't realize that publishers have like deals that they make with Amazon. Do they have different royalty rates? What goes on here? I don't know. If anybody does, please let me know down in the comments. Now, my books are, like I say, almost exclusively with Amazon, and that is so that they can be available on Kindle Unlimited, and that's something that works very, very well for me. I write contemporary romance. Romance readers are voracious readers. They can't get enough books, and so Kindle Unlimited tends to be very popular with them. And when somebody reads my book on Kindle Unlimited, I make more money from those page reads than I do if somebody buys a physical or an ebook copy of my book. So I was quite happy with that. Millions and millions, possibly billions of people use Amazon. Lots of people can get hold of my books. This is fine. But now I'm thinking, whoa, if Amazon decided that they'd had a little problem with my publisher, boom, that is all my book revenue essentially stopped out of nowhere. But what can we do to prevent this? Obviously, we can put our books on other platforms. We can go wide, but then we don't get the benefits of Kindle Unlimited, which, like I say, work really well for me, and it's actually quite a large part of my income that comes from that in particular. I know that there is a lot of talk in the writing community about how important it is to have your own newsletter and your own website in terms of having an audience that you have more control over when you're talking about social media and about being able to market your work. Because if you put all of your effort into Instagram, for example, and Instagram either just stops, or if they decide that they're going to cancel your account or something, then you want to be able to have a way that you can contact your loyal readers and be able to get information out to them. So this is a similar thing, I guess, in terms of needing a way to get your books to your audience if your main way of doing so is taken away from you. But whereas with social media, perhaps there are lots of different options, and in some cases there might be one that is better for you, but there's probably a second choice. Like Instagram is my main social media. That's the one that I get most interaction on, but Facebook would be a close second, for example. It would be a complete disaster if Instagram went down for my writing career, if you like. If Amazon decided that they weren't going to sell my books, now that would be a much bigger problem, because they're just so big and so powerful, and so many people use them, that even if I did put my books on all the other platforms available, I really don't think that I would be able to generate the income that I do now. Like I say, I don't know the answer to this. It was just something that I've been thinking about, and I wanted to kind of chat to you guys. So I would love to know your thoughts. Pop them down in the comments about this. Is this something that you think about, that you're aware of? Have you done anything to try to kind of mitigate what would happen if Amazon did just decide out of the blue that they weren't going to sell your books anymore? I would really, really love to know, and keep this discussion going in the comments. But thank you so much for watching. I will have another video next week, and do make sure that you're subscribed if you're not already, because we have a lot of fun here, and there are a load of videos on my channel for you to watch if you haven't already. I will catch you in the next one.